Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to another episode of the Oakland Athletics franchise here on MLB The Show 24, where today we're going to have our first doubleheader episode where we go through the next two series. Starting off with this one at home against the Boston Red Sox. Both of these two teams split four-game series in their first series of the season. So a win here tonight would get one of these teams above 500. Kyle T will also be making his debut for the Boston Red Sox, so that's exciting, while Hogan Harris will be making his pitching debut for the season with the Oakland Athletics as he graces the mound. First pitch is coming, and we are underway. Make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below if you're interested in more Oakland Athletics content. Thank you guys so much for the support. The first couple episodes, it has been insane. So after a walk in a strikeout, Yoshida takes the plate, and Hogan Harris will walk him as well. So 2 walks in the first. For Hogan Harris brings up Rafael Devers, and he's going to rip one. First pitch he sees explodes off of the bat and then off of the scoreboard and left. And the 2-time Silver Slugger will open the day with an RBI double, and the Red Sox strike first. Still a scoring threat, too, as 2 runners on for Tristan Cassis, and he will lift one to left center. Brown will be underneath this one, but a runner will tag. Throw will be not in time, and Boston has a 2-0 lead. Next up, Tyler O'Neill, 1-2 pitch to him, and he swings and misses, but Boston will play 2 before the Oakland Athletics even get to their offensive time, as Brian Bello will be on the mound for the Boston Red Sox. 28 starts last year, 4.24 ERA for the young right-handed pitcher, while the Oakland Athletics will be led off by Esteury Ruiz. He will grace the plate, hitting .313 through the first 4 games. 0-2 pitch to him, and he will swing and miss at a cutter right down the middle. If you watched opening day, the Athletics struck out 18 times, so not ideal to begin the season. Ryan Noda up next will take a sinker the other way, and this is well hit, but it'll be caught at the warning track for out number 2. Here's a look at the Oakland Athletics line. We saw Ruiz and Noda. Next up, we'll see Zach Geloff, Brent Rooker, Seth Brown, Shea Langoliers, Tyler Soderstrom, Abraham Toro, and Dorel Hernandez. The same lineup we saw in the opening day episode, as they haven't got off to the best start swinging the bats. Here's Zach Geloff. The second baseman takes a 1-2 pitch and hits this one into left center, and that's going to gap. Geloff will take 2 bases, and that's a 2-out double for one of our bright young stars on this team, in Zach Geloff. That brings up our all-star from last year, Brent Rooker, who apparently gets locked up inside on the slider. They say he went around. I differ, but we get nothing in the first. Fast forward to the bottom of the 4th, where Brent Rooker will again take the plate, trying to avenge that strikeout we just saw. And he will do just that. Slaps one down the right field line. That's fair. And Rooker's going to have himself a leadoff double, as that one gets all the way to the wall, and he will beat out the throw. Next up for the Athletics is Seth Brown, runner in scoring position, 0-1 pitch, and he laces this one to the left side of the infield for a base hit. And runners on the corners, no way for Athletics, so they got a scoring chance here. It's up to Shea Langoliers. He's going to rip this one over to Devers at third. They will go around the horn with the double play, but we do score 1. Yes, sometimes the best offense is no offense. 2-1 now in favor of the Red Sox. The Soderstrom will ground this one over to short. It will be fielded and thrown out at first, but the Athletics cut the lead in half. We're going to go into the 5th now, where Luis Medina will grace the mound. Harris only went 4, so now the Dominican Republic right-hander will take the mound. He went an inning and 2/3 in his first start. He'll start off against the top of the lineup, and Pablo Reyes up first, and he will slap this one into right field. A base hit for the Red Sox center fielder today. A couple of backups getting the starts for Boston. Rafael up next. He will swing through a low fastball. Nice pitch there by Medina for out number 1. Then I bring up Yoshida, who walked and scored a run earlier, and he had 3 homers in the first series of the season against the Seattle Mariners. So he's swinging a hot bat to begin the season, and it continues here. A chopper up the middle. Runner's going to try to take third, and he just gets in ahead of the throw. I thought he was going to be out for sure, but Reyes gets ahead of it. Now runners on the corners for Devers. He chops this one over to Geloff. Nice sliding stop to second, to first, and Devers beats it by half a step, which means the inning continues and the run scores. Half a second later, and this one's still a 2-1 game. Tristan Cassis up next will fly out to right. That'll end the 5th, but the Red Sox get the run right back to keep a 2-run lead. We'll go bottom 6 now. Ryan Noda steps into the dish. 0-2 count to him, and he can't check his swing on a circle change. Another strikeout for Bayo. Geloff up next. We saw him double back in the first. He looks at a slider away and actually go through the menu too fast, and apparently Bayo suffered an injury, so Josh Winkowski will have to come out of the pen to finish this inning for Boston. And he already threw a ball to Geloff, so now it's a full count pitch, and he will throw another one. So 2 balls out of the pen for Winkowski will put the runner on first. That'll bring up Brent Rooker, who scored the only run of the day for Oakland so far. 0-2 pitch to him, and he swings through a nice high cutter. That's strikeout for Boston. Seth Brown up next will follow right behind him, and back-to-back Ks will end the 6th. Nothing there for the Athletics. Scott Alexander, the lefty, will come in for Oakland as 3 lefties are due up for Boston. Starting off with Yoshida, 1-1 pitch, chopper over to second. Nice play by Geloff to get the first out. I'll bring up Rafi Devers, 2-3 day for him, and it'll stay that way. Not going to give him anything really well to hit on a full count pitch. He'll gladly take first, which will bring up Tristan Cassis, 0-for-2 on the day, but does have the sac fly in the first. He chops this one down the third base line and fair. That's going to roll to the wall. Could be some trouble as Devers is on his way to third, and he will hold tight there. So 2 runners in scoring position, only 1 out for Boston. Another good scoring chance. Tyler O'Neill up next. He will lace this one to left, but Toro with a nice glove. That saves 1, maybe 2 runs. So now we just need 1 more out, and we're going to turn it over to Trevor Gotts, the righty, and try to play the matchup, as it will be Connor Wong stepping up to the plate next, the catcher for Boston. First pitch to him, and he will hit a curveball over to first. Renato will field it, and Athletics get out of the jam. That'll bring in Liam Hendricks for Boston, the 2-time reliever of the year and a long-time Oakland Athletic. He's tasked with the 7th inning hold, as it'll be Shea Langelier starting off, and he strikes out on a nasty knuckle curve. That'll bring up Tyler Soderstrom, the high-potential player, and he perfectly times one to right center. Soderstrom is going to go yard, and that's the first home run we see of the series. Tyler Soderstrom goes deep, just clobbered that pitch, 419 feet for his first of the season, and the Athletics cut the lead in half. It's now a 3-2 ball game. Abraham Toro up next, trying to keep this little bit of a momentum going, but he strikes out as well on the inside slider. And then next up is Hernandez, full count to him as well. He also strikes out on the slider, but the Athletics get 1 back. We'll stay with our offense bottom 8 as another 2-time reliever of the year will come in to the game. Kenley Jansen, now in a setup role with Boston. His first batter is Sturi Ruiz, who golfs a fastball into right center, but just not enough power. Easy fly ball. How about Ryan Noda up next? First pitch, he's swinging. Chopper over to second. It's fielded nicely by Rafaela, and that's the second out of the inning. Zach Geloff, can he get some offense going? 0-1 pitch. Nice slider to hit, but just misses it. It's flied out to O'Neill, and that'll end the 8th, which will take us to the final frame. And we're going to have to do it against Chris Martin, who's going to come in for the save. Never been a full-time closer for Boston, but he is 1-for-1 on his save ops this year. He's getting the chance for 2024. You'll have to get through Brent Rooker first. 4-for-17 on the young season. And he's going to be 4-for-18. Gets jammed on an inside splitter. Easy play for Wong behind the plate. How about Seth Brown? 1-2 pitch to him, and he looks at strike 3. Frozen on the low fastball, which means the game is on the line for Shea Langeliers. Oakland only needs 1 run, but Shea needs a hit to keep this one going. 0-1 pitch to our catcher, and he will get jammed on a fastball, but he'll hit it into right field, and that's going to get down. Game will continue. Tying run now on first, and it's Tyler Soderstrom, who we just saw go deep in his last at-bat. Going to keep this one going. 2-2 pitch, swing and miss on the splitter, and this game will end with Boston holding on to win 3-2 in Game 1 of this 3-game series. Exciting matchup between both squads. A very well-contested game, but the Red Sox just pull out the victory. 3 runs on 9 hits for the both Sox, as well as 2 runs on 6 hits for the A's. Bayo gets the win, Harris the loss, and Chris Martin gets his 2nd save of the season. And even though he had to come out of the game with an injury, Bayo also gets player of the game thanks to his 5 1/3, 6 Ks. And in this game, we struck out 13 times. So, hey, not as bad as 15. We're making some progress there. Game 2, we win 2-1, so the Athletics still hovering at 500. Can you believe it? 3-3 on the young season as Hernandez hits the 2 RBI double in the 5th. Game 3, though, we do lose 6-2, so we drop the series, move to 3-4. Yoshida goes yard again, and Kyle Teal gets his first Major League home run in his young career. Second half of the episode, we'll be traveling to Detroit to face the hot 5-1 Tigers, as we head to the road for the first time at Comerica Park against a Tiger squad that's opened up the year in pretty good fashion, sitting 5-1 on the young season on MLB The Show premiere game. We will take a look at their squad, how they've got to this point. Starting off on the mound for them will be Matt Manning, making his second start of the season. Did not have a good first one, gave it 5 earned runs in 5 innings, but the Tigers still won that game, so he is not counted with a loss. He'll step to the mound with Esteury Ruiz leading off for the Athletics, and he will begin the day with a perfectly timed hit up the middle into center field. And with Ruiz on base with a single, you know he's going to try to take an extra bag. 0-1 to Noda. Ruiz gets a jump, steals second with ease, his second stolen base of the season. So just like that, a runner in scoring position, but later in the at-bat, Ryan Noda would swing and miss to get the first out. Geloff up next pops up a fastball into foul territory where the cameraman even has a hard time tracking it. That'll be the second out. We'll take a look at the Athletics lineup. A lot of the same we just saw in the Red Sox game. However, a little bit change at shortstop. Nick Allen is getting the start today over Darrell, and he's hitting 400 average on the young season, so why not give him a chance today here in Detroit. But Brett Rooker will step up to the plate next. He has a 2-2 count and will rip a fastball into left field, and that's going to get down with Ruiz with his top-notch speed. Is going to head home, and the Athletics will strike first. They lead 1-0. Seth Brown up next, 0-1 pitch to him. Chops a curveball. It gets by the glove over there at Torkelson at first. And there's now 2 on for the Athletics trying to extend the inning. However, Shea Langoliers will get tied up on an inside changeup. The Athletics do get a run in their first inning. J.P. Sears will grace the mound, the lefty for Oakland, making his second start of the season. 3.38 ERA in his first appearance. Got a no decision in 5 1/3 innings. And leading off for the Tigers will be the former Los Angeles Angel, Gio Urshela, hitting 240 with 4 RBIs. 2-2 pitch to him, and he gets tied up inside on a slurve. Nice pitch by Sears to set him down swinging. Next up is the longtime Athletic, Mark Canha, who looks at a slider for strike 3. Back-to-back Ks here for Sears, trying to finish it off with Green, but Riley Green will look at ball 4 instead. So runner on first now. Kerry Carpenter up next. 2-0 pitch to him, and he pops up a fastball. Good inning by Sears. Gets to the first in pretty scotch-free fashion. We're going to the bottom of the second now. Still with the Tigers. Well, Jake Rogers up next is going to hit one deep to right. There's a hit it here sign, and Rogers didn't miss it by much. A solo shot for the Detroit catcher. Ties it up at 1 apiece off of Rogers' third home run of the season. 364 feet down the right field line as he will round the base pass. And just like that, we're all knotted up at 1 apiece. So back to square one. Colt Keith up next. The number 7th overall prospect in all of baseball is now with the big league club. He flies out to center field. Spencer Torkelson up next. 1-2 pitch. He actually gets hit by the slider, but they say he went around, so an inconvenient strikeout. Javi Baez up next. Hits one into the right center gap. This one's deep, but Ruiz with that elite speed tracks it down. That's what you get with a super fast center fielder, but Jake Rogers knots it up at 1. We're going to go all the way to the top of the 6th now, where Ryan Noda's at the dish. There's been minimal offense since the early innings. I don't think the Athletics have even got another hit. They do get a walk from Noda, and Geloff will step into the batter's box, and he will get jammed on a fastball and hit this one into right field, where it will be caught for the second out, or first out of the inning, excuse me. Rooker up next, who has our sole RBI today. He swings and misses through a slider for out number 2. That's the 8th strikeout of the day for Matt Manning. Next up is Seth Brown, and he will draw a walk. So now 2 on, 2 outs, 3rd walk of the day, and that's going to do it for Manning. He's going to be pulled here, and they're going to go to the bullpen in favor of Casey Mize, the once top prospect in baseball. Never really lived up to the hype. Now in the bullpen, he's tasked with getting the final out here of the 6th. He's got to do it against Shea Langoliers, and he does just that. Swing and miss through the high fastball. The strikeout continues to be a sore spot for this A's offense. Trevor Gott will take the bottom of the 6th inning, as after 5, that'll do it for J.P. Sears. 4th appearance of the year for him, has yet to give up an earned run. Starts off against the top of the lineup, Gio Urshela, who punches this one into right field for a leadoff single. Tigers offense has also been neutralized here today. Next up, Mark Cannon. He can't pull the trigger. Second time today he's gone out looking on strikes, as that's the first out of the inning. Riley Green up next, 1 for 1 today with also a walk, and he's going to bloop this one into right center field. That's going to get down, and the runner's going to go all the way to third. Urshela makes it to the other corner, and now a scoring opportunity here for Detroit. It's Kerry Carpenter up next, 1-2 pitch, rips it into center. It will be caught, but Urshela will tag, and the Detroit Tigers have their first lead here of the day. They now are out in head 2-1. Gott still has to get through the inning, though. It's Jake Rogers who went solo shot back in the second. He hits it to right field again, but this time not nearly as strong. That's an easy fly ball, but Detroit takes the lead. Scott Alexander will come in for the bottom half of the 7th inning. The lefty who spent some time with the New York Mets will grab a hold, or excuse me, the Milwaukee Brewers for his 4th appearance. 2-2 count to Colt Keith. He leads off the inning. He chops it over to Allen. Nice backhanded glove, and that'll be out number 1. Spencer Torkelson up next. He will draw a walk, so the runner now on first for Javi Baez. Full count pitch. He looks at strike 3. Nice slider there from Scott Alexander to get the second out. But Alexander's already seen some action this week, so he will already be pulled in favor of the righty Zach Jackson, who also has not allowed an earned run this season. He's tasked with stranding the runner on first base. He's got Andy Ibanez, and he can't do just that. Ibanez chops it down the left field line. Brown will get to it. Runner will stay at second, but still some work to do. Go back to the top of the lineup. Here's Gio Urshela. 0-2 pitch. He pops up the fastball into shallow right field territory. Geloff will get underneath it, so the Tigers get nothing here in the 7th. We'll go top 8 now, where Alex Lang will come in out of the bullpen for Detroit. He's only pitched an earned run, or 1 inning, or a half. He's only pitched a third of an inning pitched, and it wasn't a good one. 81 ERA already, as he has yet to get a righty out. He has a chance here, though, with Esteury Ruiz, who is 1 for 3 on the day, and he's going to lay down a bunt, and this is a good one, and cannot be fielded by Urshela. That's a bunt single for Ruiz, which means he's going to try to turn it into 2. Not wasting any time. First pitch taken off for second base, and he's got his 2nd stolen base of the day, 3rd of the season. So now Ryan Noda later in the at-bat. Next pitch actually gets a circle change and drills it over to the first baseman, but it will move Ruiz over to third. So all Geloff has to do is put the ball in play, and he probably score Ruiz. He does just that. Knuckle curve hit into left center. It will be caught, but Ruiz will tag with ease, and we're all knotted up again, this time 2-2. Brent Rooker will now step into the batter's box, and he will hit a changeup deep to right field. This one's got some carry. At the wall is Carpenter, and he makes the grab. Robs the home run in right field. We got to take another look at this one, because this could have saved the game. A's denied the lead thanks to Kerry Carpenter's heroics out there in right field. We'll go into the bottom half of the 8th inning now, or top of the 9th, excuse me, as Tyler Holton. We'll go into the top of the 9th now, where Tyler Holton will take the mound. The lefty has also not had a good 2 starts. He'll start off the frame against Seth Brown, and he will get him to swing a miss on the low cutter for out number 1. Shea Langelier is up next, hitless today, stays hitless, also strikes out on the high fastball, so back-to-back Ks for Holton, trying to get it done against Soderstrom 2, and he does, so strikes out the side as Holton, and we're going to go into extra innings. Nothing would happen in the bottom half of the night, so we're going to go top 10 now, as Abraham Toro will step into the batter's box with the runner already starting off on second thanks to the rules, and this one's going to drop in center, but Soderstrom wasn't sure if it was going to be caught or not, so he does in advance, so nothing really happens there. Our lead runner still on second, and then Nick Gallen will look at a strike, apparently 3. As you can see, he doesn't like the call, but it's not going to change the umpire's mind. Back to the top of the lineup as Esteury Ruiz gets a nice fastball, but gets underneath it. That'll trigger the infield fly rule, as that'll be quickly 2 down. Now the A's need at least a hit to score Soderstrom. Ryan Noda, who's hitless today, is up next. He drills a fastball into right field. Back deep, and Carpenter will get there, and the A's get nothing at the top of the 10th. We'll go bottom 10th, where Mitch Spence will be tasked with eating up some innings here in extra innings, but next score by the Tigers will win it. We'll start off with Javi Baez at the dish, 1-2 pitch, and Baez isn't going to waste any time. He drills a curveball deep to left and walks it off for the Detroit Tigers. Spence comes in, he hangs a curveball, and that's GG. The Detroit Tigers walk it off with a 2-run shot. Baez's first of the season. and they get a 4-2 victory over the Oakland Athletics. You just can't hang curveballs, man. Baez, who has not been that great for a few years now, even he will take advantage of a hanging curveball. Tigers win it 4 runs on 7 hits for them, 2 runs on 6 hits for the A's, and they take game 1 of this 3-game series. Tough loss, man, because honestly, if Carpenter doesn't rob that home run, we win the game. So it's just a game of inches sometimes in baseball. But the A's dropped the first one. They do rebound nicely, though, and win the next extra innings game the next day, 2-1, thanks to a 2 RBI double from Ryan Noda in the 10th inning. And that's enough to give us the victory. Game 3, though, we dropped 2-0. Kenta Maeda pitched a complete game shutout for the Tigers. So we now sit 4-6 on the young season. As we get to a day off, I think it's time we look at the minors for the first time. Both of our AAA and AA's will be at home. And I want to take a look at some of these prospects because obviously the A's are not a good team. So it might be some of these next generation guys who propel us to the next winning team. So that'll be next episode. We'll get our first look at the farm system. Hope you guys have enjoyed it so far. Thank you guys so much for the support. If you've enjoyed, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.